Hi everyone, it's Abby Marie here, and today I'm going to teach you how to use the mobile app Teamtalk with voiceover. And Teamtalk is basically a server-based video conferencing app that mainly focuses on voice conversation, whereas they have Discord, Zoom, all that, which is mainly used for texting and whatnot. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my little Teamtalk app here, and I need to find it. Yay. And for some strange reason, they have updated it, and apparently has this bug now where when you log into Teamtalk, it just immediately goes to your iPhone earpiece. But my solution to that is to click the home button, which sends it back to the regular iPhone speaker, doing the app switcher and clicking on Teamtalk again, and that will fix it. So when you click into the Teamtalk app, the first button you're going to see says Preferences. And your preferences are basically what it says, Preferences. I'm not going to go through all of these preferences with you, but all I'm going to simply say is, if you don't really know what these buttons are, please do not mess with them, because they're very complicated. They're labeled in a very complicated, confusing way for somebody that doesn't really understand them. But I am going to show you a few basic things to do when you first download the Teamtalk app to make it more beneficial for you and others that you're going to be on servers with. So I'm going to click into this preferences thing. Preferences. Server list. Back. Now, one of the first things you're going to see is your nickname. It's going to say nickname displayed in channel list. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to change your nickname. Because as a default setting, your nickname is going to be no name. So when you join a channel, it's going to say no name has joined the channel. And yes, it audibly says this person has joined the channel if you have it set up to do so. It's a default setting, but some people are strange and like to turn that feature off, which I do not agree with. That's just my preference. Okay. I know. I'm strange. Anyway, you're going to want to change your username to whatever you'd want your name to be. If you're new to Teamtalk, I would recommend just going with your regular name until you actually get confident with it, and then you can always change it. It's not that hard. Okay, go to the right. General heading. Nickname. Name displayed in channel list. Abby Marie. Text field. And of course, my username is set as Abby Marie. Alright, now there are a few thingies that I want to show you. Gender. Male. Button. What? Selected. Female. Button. Of course, my gender is a female. Headset TX toggle. Toggle voice transmission music. Headset TX toggle. Headset TX toggle. That is, if you want to make sure that is turned off. You want to make sure this button is turned off. I think the default is to have it turned on, but just whatever you do, make sure it's turned off. Because that allows you to talk to people if you don't have headphones on. Now, even if you do have headphones, and you typically are going to use Teamtalk with headphones, I would still recommend changing these settings, like the headset TX toggle and a few more that I'm going to show you, just to be sure that it works, just in case there's ever a day when you don't have headphones, and you'll still be able to be on Teamtalk and talk to your friends and whoever you're talking to. Okay, so make sure your headset TX toggle is turned off. And these are like your basic thingies, apparently. Oh no, okay. I don't know what these buttons are. There's some of them that are very, very self-explanatory, but other ones I would not mess with. I'll tell you which ones to turn off and on. Ah, yes. Show public servers. This is strictly you guys' preference, whatever you prefer. Show public servers. That's basically in your server list. There are the servers that you have saved. If someone sends you a link to their server, which allows you to access it, you can save that link and that server to your server list. That way you can connect to that server at any time without having to repeatedly click on that link. So the public servers, show public servers and server list. Show public servers and server list. I personally have that setting turned off strictly because of I clicked into that and turned that off strictly because of the fact that if there are a lot of servers, worldwide servers, that will show up in your server list. You know, I stick to the servers that I've saved into my list. If I haven't saved your server to my list, I'm not going on your server. So, yeah, that's just me. Continuing on, but you can do with that what you will. Show usernames instead of nickname. Sort channels. Order channels selected. I'm not going to go through all these. Sound system. Heading. Master volume. 50%. 50%. Adjustable. 50%. These are the sliders. Once again, with the sliders, please don't mess with the sliders if you don't know what they are. Please. Yeah, that's if someone's streaming. Microphone gain. Microphone gain is basically if how loud you are. If your microphone gain is loud, you're going to drown everybody else out. If your microphone gain's really quiet, nobody's going to be able to hear you. So continuing on. Voice activation level disabled. Voice activation level disabled. That's meant to be. 100%. And mine's at 100%. It's generally, I guess the default is 50. I don't really know what that thingy does, so I wouldn't mess with it unless you want to take it up to 100. I would not recommend putting it on 0, though, because I've done that and it apparently messed me up. Continuing on. Set up sound devices. Choose input and output devices. Aha! Set up sound devices. They updated this. Now, you can normally swipe through these and you'll find what you need, but they updated it. So now I'm going to click on this. General. Heading. Okay. Speaker output. Use iPhone speaker instead of earpiece. Speaker output. Use iPhone speaker instead of earpiece. Now, if you're not using headphones, the default for Teamtalk is to switch to your iPhone earpiece. You want to make sure this button is turned on. That way, when you're not using headphones, you can still be on Teamtalk and it'll go through your iPhone speaker rather than your earpiece. You want to make sure that it does that. It goes to your iPhone speaker instead of your earpiece. That way you don't have to hold your phone up to your ear the whole time you're on Teamtalk. So make sure that is turned on. So turn that setting on. And the button right next to it says Voice Pre-Processing. Make sure Voice Pre-Processing is turned on as well. And what Voice Pre-Processing is the default setting is to keep it off. But you're going to have to turn that on. And the reason that it's important to turn Voice Pre-Processing on is because if you don't, and you're on Teamtalk with other people, and you're not using headphones, other people are going to echo, and they're going to hear themselves, and they're going to be like, oh my lord, I hear myself, ugh. So make sure that's turned on. So just to clarify, in your preferences, if you've never used Teamtalk before, fix your username, turn off, I think off make sure your headset TX toggle is off. Make sure the speaker output thingy in sound devices. Go to sound devices. Click on it. Make sure voice preprocessing and speaker output are both turned on. And that should be all. I'm not going to go through all of these settings with you guys because that's going to take a very, very long time. So I'm going to go back to the back button. Okay, I'm going to go back again. Oops. Okay. So now it's as if I had just opened the app. So that's all I was going to show you guys in preferences. Now it's going to show you the server list, and each server has what I named it. It says local server, which means that I've saved it to my server list and it's a private server. Nobody can access it unless they have a link. Fluffy. Yes, my server is named Fluffy. And of course it's a local server and it's Connect. Now the reason, you might say, well, I thought you said you can't have a server with the mobile app. You can if you have somebody to manage it for you. I fortunately do have that. One of my friends has a computer and they are helping me run it. Like if I need a link made or a user account made, I go to them and I'm like, hey, I need you to create this user account for me. And they're like, okay, I got you. And they'll create it for me. So now I'm going to show you how to navigate within a server. So Fluffy, I'm going to swipe down on it. You can swipe right twice to the connect button, but I'm just going to be strange and swipe down on it. And I want to show you this. I want to show you what it does. When I connect, it puts me in the root channel, and it says Abby Marie has joined the channel. It shows that I have joined the channel. Okay. So, I am in my root channel. The first button you're going to see is disconnect. When you first join a server, the first button you're going to see is disconnect. Disconnect is basically you're disconnecting from the server. And if it's not a server that you saved, once you hit the disconnect button, it's going to give you the option to save the server. You can go to the text field where it says new server, clear that, type whatever you want the name of the server to be, and click yes, and the server will automatically appear in your server list as whatever you named it. Okay, so going to the right, you will see the name of my root channel. Create new channel, which is an admin gift. Abby Marie, which is me. And right next to it, you'll see that I am silent. I am not talking. Nobody can hear me because I'm not transmitting. Text messaging. I'm not going to send a private text to myself. You're going to see my channels. There are 0 users. Party Central has 1 user. Family Room has 1 user. Manager's Headquarters. TX inactive. TX inactive. As soon as you join a server, you are automatically muted. Nobody can hear you unless you click this button that says TX inactive. Remember how up at the top where my username was, how it said I was silent? This button, if I click it, it'll say TX active, which basically means I'm transmitting. People can hear me if they were a part of this channel. So I'm going to click it. TX active. If anybody else were in this channel right now, they'd be able to hear me. And just to clarify, if you go up where it says my username, right next to it, where it formerly said silent, it'll say talking. And if you want to be silent again, you go back down to the bottom of the screen and TX inactive, and it mutes you again. And of course, right next to it, you have the tab bar, and obviously you're on channels, so it's going to show you channels. Messages, it's going to show you basically the activity on the server. And there's that little preferences tab, which even if you are on a Teamtalk server, you can access that preferences tab and fiddle with whatever you need to fiddle with if there's ever a setting that you need to fix. Alright, and now the last thing I'm going to show you is how to move around in channels. Now, if you are an admin of a server, you can actually pull people into different channels, you can move people, you can do whatever. But any basic Teamtalk user can move themselves into a channel. So I'm going to go to a channel, basically, Party Central. And the way to join this channel, you could either click on it and see who's in the channel, or whatever. It shows you who's in the channel. And you could either click join this channel at the top of the button, at the top of the screen, or you could simply swipe down, join channel, and I'm going to show you this. I'm going to turn speech off so you guys can hear the text-to-speech voice, and I'm going to click.
Abby Murray has joined the channel.
And I joined the Party Central channel. And now it's going to show you the channels within Party Central. Now what I'm going to do is I want to get back up to, yes, I know I'm silent. Now I want to get back to the root channel. And I'm going to show you the other way of doing this. Parent channel. And it says double tap to expand options for this channel. If I click on it, it shows me the channels. It shows me the channels that are listed in the root channel. And if I go down to Party Central, myself as well as someone else are in Party Central. Well, the other person is in another sub-channel of Party Central. But I'm a part of Party Central. I am in Party Central. So what I'm going to do is I want to rejoin the root channel. So I'm going to go back all the way to the left. Where it says join this channel. I'm going to click on it. And now I'm back in the root. So, guys, that's basically your basic Teamtalk tutorial. There are a lot more intricacies to having a Teamtalk server, and I better close or lock my screen before my phone dies. I got a low battery alert earlier. But Teamtalk is relatively fun. It's a very, very fun app to use, and it's accessible, especially for voiceover users. It's very accessible. So, I love it. And I hope that after hearing this tutorial, if you don't get too tired of me, just kidding, I hope that you will all enjoy this as well. I'm Abby Marie, and thanks for watching.